Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I cover the latest streetwear releases, I cover the latest streetwear news, and of course in the series I just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be covering everything to do with the upcoming collaborative release between Palace Skateboards and Vivienne Westwood, as they are collaborating for week 5 of Palace's Autumn 2024 collection. This is pretty huge stuff, guys. Palace Skateboards, the British skating brand, collaborating with one of the most well-known British designers, Vivienne Westwood. Rest in peace. I've not paid as much attention to Vivienne Westwood's collections as I probably should, as someone who's interested in fashion and design. My mum has collected a bunch of pieces from her collections over the years. I do really enjoy designers that are really inspired by her work. I really enjoy her work. I just haven't paid enough attention to it. And like, I wouldn't be able to quote, you know, various seasons and what was in them and what made them iconic and things like that. I just know the bare bones essentials to what makes her work great and how her work transformed the landscape and things like that. So I don't know if I necessarily should be reviewing the collection or providing too much insight on it, because I'm not the best guy to be, you know, to talk about it realistically. But we do cover Palace Skateboards on the channel. We've got to cover an upcoming weekly drop of it, and this is the upcoming weekly drop. By the looks of it, a purely collaborative week this week. Now, I was originally going to use a couple articles here or there that had lookbooks and things like that, and you know, models wearing the collection and things like that, but those same articles didn't have a section dedicated to just the individual pieces. So I think I'm just going to stick with Palace Skateboards' official page and use that to cover the whole range of pieces and not cover a lookbook or anything like that. I'll cover the release details for this collection as well, but yeah, that's really all I've got to cover for it. We'll head on over to that page now, and we'll start covering all the release details for this upcoming collaboration. So it doesn't actually have the release details in this, I guess, page here, but the release details is that it's dropping on Friday, the 6th of September, or the 7th if you live in Asia. It's dropping in Japan and China in Asia, and then on the Friday, the US and the UK, 11 a.m. GMT time for the UK on Palace's online store or in-store locations, and then 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the US. If you have any further questions, let me know down in that comment section below. But now let's get into the actual collection of pieces that we're getting this week, see what we're getting for week 5. And I feel like this also kind of answers the scenario of, am I going to do a drop list video for this week? Probably not, considering that I can just cover everything here and then we don't need to do the drop list video. But yeah, this is huge. I never saw a Palace Vivienne Westwood collaboration coming. I didn't ever rule it out as an impossible thing, because I suppose with Vivienne Westwood's whole identity being around, I guess, counterculture probably isn't the right word, anti-fashion might be a better word, but definitely going against the grain is a good way to summarize it. I can see of a skateboarding brand, which in itself is a very counterculture or you know, anti-culture in a way. I can definitely see them being tapped on the shoulder at some point. It's just that I wasn't expecting it, I guess, for this autumn 2024 season. But yeah, we have a lot of different pieces releasing in this season, in this collection. From my understanding, a lot of these pieces pull references to a lot of past Vivienne Westwood seasons. It takes a very archival approach, which, in all honesty, if I was at Palace Skateboards and I was tasked with collaborating with Vivienne Westwood or a big brand, like a big fashion house like that, I would probably do the same thing. Realistically, I could definitely see myself taking a archival approach And I'm glad to see some very signature motifs of Vivienne Westwood's work appearing in this collaboration, and just a lot of fun pieces in general. I'm happy to see things like the orb pendant being released in this collaboration, a couple rings, because I do really like Vivienne Westwood's jewelry, and whenever I see her rings I'm really impressed by them. It's cool to see the belts as well, having collaborative belts released in this collection. Nice that we got scarves and socks and various little charms and earrings and things like that. The accessories are very well done. Having knit knickers as well, crazy. Headband, crazy. Like the action, like that is just, it's very, very wild. Very wild. I think my favorite hat out of them is the Paris Tweed Gore-Tex beret. Love it. Love the Paris Tweed plaid design, or I should probably say tartan design. It just looks really lovely. I really like the colors on it. It's a shame that there isn't like a matching, I guess, jacket or something to that color, because that color is really lovely. We've got a couple bags releasing in the season as well, and some corsets and vests. We can see here that we got this combination between a vest and a corset. So it's a, I should say it's a vest styled like a corset. We can see that the silhouette is kind of cut that way, and then it's got a collaborative orb Palace logo in the center of the chest there. I actually think that was a really nice piece. It looks really nice. It's speaking to Vivienne Westwood doing a corset design like that. A lot of her seasons were known for having corsets in them, and it's a very big staple of her identity, I would say, is corsets and Victorian inspired pieces. Yeah, that just speaks very true to the collaboration here. A couple graphic t-shirts, throwing it back to previous Vivienne Westwood seasons. I know that the teddy bear here is making a reference to a season. I've seen that before on Instagram. I mean, having some boobs out, that's been referenced many, many times in Vivienne Westwood collections. I think I've seen that on quite a few shirts. A hoodie, something that's, yeah, definitely speaking more to the Palace side, because it's just a collaborative logo on the back of it. But I mean, I guess the collaboration is attending to both of those audiences there. Moving on forward, we've got these crazy knit pieces like these flared trousers, a sweater, and a zip-up hoodie. I can definitely see the outfit of like these flared trousers and the knit hoodie. I would probably just wear the crew neck sweater by itself, but it's cool that we have such a range of different pieces here for this collaboration, especially knit pieces like this. A couple denim pieces as well, like a denim skirt, which is a very, very short skirt. Like, look at that. That is a very, very short skirt in comparison to this Gore-Tex skirt that we have here. Then we have some shorts, some jeans, and a jacket, of course, and a flight suit as well, featuring an orb all over print on the pieces here. I think it's fine. I think I've seen that all over orb print in like past Vivienne Westwood like seasons, or at least in archival posts of her past seasons. So it's not uncommon to see something like this, but I mean, I don't mind it. I think the denim jacket looks nice. I think the jeans look nice. You probably wouldn't catch me in the mini skirt or the shorts or the flight suit, but I can respect it. And I think right here, the Gore-Tex pieces, this is actually really awesome to see, because when I think of Palace collections, I think of Gore-Tex jackets and a lot of weather proof jackets like these. And to see Vivienne Westwood utilize this silhouette in this collaboration makes me feel like this is definitely a Palace Vivienne Westwood collection having this. I'm surprised there isn't a matching hat for it, actually. Oh no, there is! I went past it. That is very Palace, because, you know, Supreme will do pants and a jacket to match, but Palace is very consistent with doing pants, jacket, and hat, a full ensemble, if you would. So seeing that there is a hat to match the pants and jacket, very cool. Awesome that we get to see a skirt in here as well, because generally we'll just do the jacket and pants. We won't do a more effeminate silhouette. And to see that there's a skirt being offered to match the jacket, that's kind of crazy. That's very interesting to see. You don't see that very often in a Palace collaboration, I suppose. Um, yeah, let's move on up. We've got some of the big heavy hitting pieces here, which are the tartan flight pants and flight jacket. The jacket, I'm probably blocking it with my big ass head, but it is essentially a bondage bomber jacket with a tartan design, very reminiscent of like very, very early Vivienne Westwood from like her sex shop where she did a bunch of jackets with bondage straps on them and things like that. These pants and jacket very much speak back to that era of Vivienne Westwood, which is fantastic to see because some of those jackets are awesome. I reckon the bomber jacket is probably my favorite piece from this collection. No surprises there. I feel like that's probably a very, very commonly said thing about this collection. The denim is probably my next two favorite things. And then lastly, the beret, because I mean, look, I love wearing Kangol pieces and I love berets and things like that. So something like this, yeah, I'm definitely for it. But yeah, all in all, there's some cool hats, there's some cool accessories, there's some cool everything here, realistically. Not a collaboration I'd ever thought I'd see in my time between Vivienne Westwood and Palace, and with Vivienne Westwood's passing, I was surprised that we're actually getting this collaboration, but to see pieces like, you know, corsets and stuff and things like that, it feels like a way more authentic Palace Vivienne Westwood collaboration than other times that Palace has collaborated with big name brands, because Palace has collaborated with previous brands and then it's just like, you know, typical graphic hoodie and typical graphic shirt times 20 and an accessory and a cool jacket, and then we call it a day. But this feels way more authentic, having some like very big time Vivienne Westwood silhouettes and designs being used and having Palace thrown in here. So look, I can understand a lot of people were frustrated with it because I guess now that Vivienne's passed, everyone gets up in arms about Vivienne Westwood collaborations and releases and stuff like that. I can understand that. Definitely when a fashion house loses its, you know, its lead designer or its, I guess its founder, it's very hard to keep the momentum going and to keep feeling like it's not just a cash grab. But realistically, I think this collaboration's fine. It's a lot of fun. I like some of the pieces. I could definitely see myself wearing some of the pieces, like the denim, the bomber jacket, and the beret. But I could see a lot of other pieces that are way more bigger, you know, Vivienne Westwood fans wear some of the more eccentric pieces like the corsets and the hats and things like that. But all in all, this is the collaboration for week 5, guys. I'm happy with it. My family was very excited when I told them that, you know, Vivienne Westwood is collaborating with Palace Skateboards. Mum was really excited. So I'm happy, man. I'm not overly bummed out about this. I don't think it's the best collaboration I've ever seen. It's not trying to be. It doesn't have to be. I just think it's a bit of fun for Friday, a fun Friday. There's a piece here for everyone. That's all I really have to say beyond it. I don't think there's much else that I could really say that's going to add too much to the video without blabbing on, guys. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I mean, maybe you're a huge Vivienne Westwood fan and you think that this is an absolute disgrace. Maybe you're a huge collector of hers and you like the call-outs to these iconic collections of hers that I've clearly just like, you know, not identified or understood in any way. I'd love to hear your takes on it. It's crazy to see this collab. It's crazy to see women's pieces and not just men's silhouettes being done in the collab. It's a wild time. Let me know how you feel about it though, down in that comment section below. That's everything I really need to cover about the collection though, guys. It's releasing on Friday, the 6th of September, or the 7th if you live in Japan or China. We covered the release details, all the individual pieces, and my thoughts on the pieces and the collection as a whole. It's a fun collection with a lot of cool pieces in it. I could definitely see myself wearing some of them, and it's cool that it's more than just very masculine silhouettes, which Palace is very traditional for. It's cool to see a change up in that, and you know what, very authentic of Vivienne Westwood to kind of bring that to this collection in that way. But yeah, are you going to be picking any of it up? Let me know. Let me know what you're going to be grabbing in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming Palace collections, upcoming Palace releases, you know what I'm going to ask you for. I'm going to ask you for the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below. If you haven't already, best indicator you can give me is to subscribe to the channel. As mentioned in previous uploads, I'm trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,880 subscribers before the end of September. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that milestone before the end of the month. That's everything I got to say about this week 5 collaboration, guys. So I wish you the best of luck if you're going for something from this collaboration. Hopefully you can pick it up in the size and color you are after. But until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next Palace video, until the next drop list video in general, guys, I'll catch you later.